Good morning, scholars and world changers. This is your Cubby News for the week of May 1st through 7th, 2023. Your Cubby News is being brought to you by your media specialist, Miss Meadows. Please stand, salute, and pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let us say the George Washington Carver Creed. I am going to have a great day. I will cooperate. I will appreciate. I will demonstrate love and respect for others and myself. I will complete all tasks to the best of my ability every day. I think I can. I think I can. I know I will.
Good morning, scholars and world changers. This week's word is sentences. Let's read sentences. 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 Yes, sentences. Your turn. Read sentences. Yes, sentences. Now we will use the word in a sentence. Do you know how to write sentences? Now you read this sentence. Yes, boys and girls, do you know how to write sentences? Thank you and have a great day.
Chapter 3 Running Out of Excuses. Evan felt defeated. His oatmeal was cold now, and he'd lost his appetite. He remembered the day his teacher, Mrs. Bennett, read the Earth Day assignment from Auntie Litter to the class. She'd said, "The theme of the parade is Earth. We're in it together. Please think about problems that hurt our planet. Then create a costume to show one problem hurting the Earth and what we can do to protect our land, water, and air." Suddenly, Evan's mother interrupted his thoughts. "Is that where you're going today?" she asked, tucking a sandwich into a paper lunch bag. "Yes," Evan answered with a sour expression. "This is going to be on TV, and my costume's not very good. Mom, can I please stay home today?" His mother walked toward Evan calmly and said, "No, honey, I'm sure it'll be fine." She smoothed his hair. "Now, please eat your oatmeal. The bus will be at the corner any minute." Evan wished he'd spent more time on his costume. He quickly finished his breakfast and ran upstairs to change his shirt. He looked for the one that had earth colors and put it on. Then he grabbed a few colored markers out of his desk, shoved them in his backpack, and raced back downstairs. His mother was waiting with his lunch bag by the door. She hugged him and said, "I'll see if your dad can meet me on his lunch break. Maybe we can catch the parade near his office. Enjoy your day, son." He waved goodbye and sprinted toward the bus stop. On the way, he saw some new friends walking from the opposite direction toward the corner, but he didn't see the trash along the sidewalk. He didn't notice the plastic bag, aluminum cans, and scraps of paper. Like many people, Evan never paid attention to litter. Chapter 4 Creative Friends. "Hi, Evan," called Ruthie, who was costumed to look as if she was standing in a shower. A short curtain was attached to a plastic hoop pinched with hooks. Her Earth Day message painted on the front said, "Conserve water. take shorter showers. Above Ruthie's head were strings dangling from a flower pot to look like water coming from a shower head. She was even wearing a shower cap. "How do you like my costume?" she asked proudly. "What about mine?" chimed Danny, who was dressed as a chimney. He wore black and gray clothing under painted cardboard in the shape of a chimney. On his head, he sported a tall hat with charcoal gray cotton balls poofing out of the top to look like smoke and soot. He pointed one finger upward like a politician. He said, "Be a solution to the pollution." The phrase matched the words written on the front of his costume. "You're funny, Danny," laughed Ruthie, "but we both know pollution's not funny. It's dangerous for all of us. Evan, where's your costume?" Evan didn't know how to answer her. He knew his costume wasn't nearly as interesting as theirs. Just then the school bus pulled up to the curb, and the doors opened. Whew, Evan felt relieved that he did not have to answer. Evan's friends eagerly lined up to board the bus, but he dropped to the back of the line. He wanted to be last. He kicked the curb and thought, "I wish I could just go home." Chapter 5, A Sticky Mess. Evan was about to step onto the bus when he realized he had chewing gum on the bottom of his shoe. "How did that get there?" he complained to himself. He let out a sigh, looking down at the mess. Mr. Wade, the bus driver, greeted him and said, "What's wrong?" "I got gum on the bottom of my shoe," Evan said. "I better go home and get it cleaned up." He thought that was a clever excuse. Before he could turn away, though, Miss Wade grabbed the container of cleansing wipes and came to his unwanted rescue. "Gum is fun to chew, but it's not fun on your shoe," she said jokingly. He grabbed the shoe, cleaned the bottom, and threw the sticky paper into the small trash container by the driver's seat. Ms. Wade sat back down and cheerfully motioned for him to come aboard. "Thanks, Miss Wade," he mumbled, stepping onto the bus. "I don't know why people just carelessly throw their gum on the sidewalk instead of putting it in a trash can," she said. Evan thought about all the times he had thrown his own gum out of the car window. He didn't think it would end up on the bottom of someone's shoe, especially his. He plopped down on the first seat behind the driver. Miss Wade said she could chat a little longer with the new students because she could tell something was on his mind. Instead, she pulled the handle to close the door of the bus. Chapter 6, Costume Check. As the bus rolled down the street, Evan pulled his costume out of his backpack. He had created a paper vest from a grocery bag. On the front of the vest, he had drawn 4 scenes of people enjoying the outdoors. The top left picture showed 2 people sitting under a tree in the park, and below that was a family hiking on a hillside. On the top right, Evan had drawn a man swimming in a lake, and in the 4th picture were 2 children playing on a beach. Evan began to realize that his drawing showed people enjoying the environment, but they didn't show a problem affecting the earth. Sadly, he returned the costume to his backpack and waited for the bus to stop in front of Elizabeth Fern Elementary School. Chapter 7, Earth Day Ready. "Happy Earth Day!" exclaimed Mrs. Bennett as her children entered the classroom. She was holding green cloth tote bags. Now remember, friends, this is a litter-free event. Auntie Litter has given each of us a tote bag as an Earth Day gift to collect information from the exhibitors, she said. Carrying these will also help us keep the park clean. She gave one to each student and then asked, "Is everyone ready? It's almost time to board the buses." Evan looked around the room at all the colorful costumes. His new friends were talking and laughing while admiring each other's costumes and creations. He was relieved no one noticed he wasn't wearing one.
Good morning, GWC. This is week 36. Week 36. We are winding down the 22-23 school year. What a great day to have a wonderful day. And you know how we can do it. We've been doing it all school year by coming to school every single day, listening, paying attention, following instruction, completing our assignments, raising our hand and asking questions when we do not understand, giving our all. Remember, when you come to school and you listen and do the things that I just mentioned, then the teacher can teach you all the information that you need to know for the remainder of this school year for you to be better prepared for the next grade. Remember, grade levels build on the grade from the year before. So we want you to be prepared as you go to possibly kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, or fourth grade. We want to make sure that you've done what you were supposed to be doing while you were here at GWC the 22-23 school year. This year is this week is Mental Health Awareness Week. Mental Health Awareness Month, actually. Therefore, we will be doing activities throughout the week to encourage everyone, adults, children, to take care of their mental health. It is important that we understand when we are sad or frustrated or angry and where we can go to get the help that we need, or even the coping skills that we could use to calm ourselves. And we can do that by maybe reading a book, or counting, or exercise, eating healthy foods, and surrounding ourselves with people who say positive things to us. So remember our go-to people that we know and trust. Not only do we go to them if we're hurt or in danger, but we can also go to them when we are sad or blue or discouraged or angry or frustrated, so they can help us make the right decision for us. And this goes for adults alike. We too need go-to people that we can count on to encourage us, to motivate us, to get our minds right on the track that we should be on to live a healthy and loving life. Remember, Mrs. Daniels, the counselor here, is here for everyone. And I love you all. And I hope that you have the best week ever.
Happy birthday, scholars and world changers. May 1st, Jalen Arnold. Happy birthday, Jalen. May 1st, Monica Carver. Happy birthday, Monica. May 2nd, DeAndre Carver. Happy birthday, DeAndre. May 3rd, Mia Steele. Happy birthday, Mia. May 7th, Carlos Dennis. Happy birthday, Carlos. May 7th, Kinsley Mahone. Happy birthday, Kinsley. May 7th, Talia Smith. Happy birthday, Talia.
de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo means the 5th of May in Spanish. Surprisingly, it's not a celebration of Mexican Independence Day, but a celebration of the Mexican victory of the Battle of Puebla. Back in the mid-1800s, Mexico was in debt to many countries. At the time, France invaded Mexico to demand repayment of the debt. When France invaded Puebla, the Mexican army pushed back and won the battle. Mexico won the Battle of Puebla, but ended up losing the war against the French. Nevertheless, this was a great victory because no one expected Mexico to win. Winning the battle was so exciting that people still celebrate the victory today. How do you celebrate Cinco de Mayo? It's important to note that the city of Puebla still celebrates Cinco de Mayo. However, this is a town holiday and not a Mexican national holiday. Many countries all over the world celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Los Angeles, California actually hosts the world's largest celebration. Ways you can celebrate at home or in your classroom. Make traditional Mexican foods like taco and salsa. Listen to a mariachi band. try practicing your Spanish language skills. Why is celebrating Cinco de Mayo important? Cinco de Mayo is a celebration of Mexican resilience and strength. Plus, it's important to remember Mexican history and culture. Fun facts. The China Poblana is a traditional outfit worn by women in Mexico. It includes a white blouse embroidered with bright colors, shapes, and floral designs. The shawl is important for keeping and carrying babies. Mexican food is diverse. Some common favorites are tortillas, chicken, corn, avocado, and papaya. But some less common delicacies are rattlesnakes and iguanas. Mariachi bands were traditionally street musicians that played at weddings and celebrations. Now, most mariachi performers are professional musicians. Quick quiz. When is Cinco de Mayo? Cinco de Mayo means the 5th of May in Spanish, so it's celebrated on May 5th every year. The victory at which battle is the reason to celebrate Cinco de Mayo? Cinco de Mayo is a celebration of the Mexican victory of the Battle of Puebla. Who invaded Mexico and lost the battle? Is it France, the United States, England, or Canada? France invaded Mexico and lost the battle. Turn and talk. Earlier, we mentioned that Mexico was in debt to many countries. What do you think debt means? All that's left to say is Feliz Cinco de Mayo.
Hello, scholars. Let's make it a great week here at George Washington Carver Elementary. Remember to be a buddy, not a bully. Hands and feet to yourselves. Be great and go forward. Let's have an awesome week.
This concludes your morning announcements.